I don't know about you, but I love starting off my day with eggs, sausage, and toast. I just tried Jones Dairy Farm's all-natural breakfast sausage, and it is delicious. They make premium crafted, all-natural meat, and 100% of products are made in the USA. And y'all, they have so many options: pork, chicken, turkey, or center-cut Canadian bacon. So check out their product finder on jonesdairyfarm.com to find out where to find Jones near you. Happy Friday! The week is finally over, and we're here today on CityCast Austin to talk about the big news in our city this week. Last week's floods are still heavy on our minds and in the news. We're going to give y'all an update on what's coming next, remember some of the victims from Austin, and we're going to talk about how Central Texas community has mobilized to help on this week's Friday News Roundup. It's Friday, July 11th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I'm here with our fantastic newsletter editor, Kelsey Bradshaw. Hey, Kelsey.
Hello, hello.
And our wonderful executive producer, Eva Ruth Morvik. What's up, Eva Ruth?
Hello, hostess with the mostest.
So we all know what's on our minds. We all know what, we have collectively been discussing. It's been exactly 1 week since flash floods hit the Guadalupe River, wiping out summer camps and campsites and houses and businesses all through the Texas Hill Country. The July 4th flooding started and hit the hardest in Hunt and spread throughout Central Texas. In Kerr County alone, there have been 95 bodies recovered, including 59 adults and 36 children. The overall total number of deaths is now over 100, and lots of other people are still missing, including 161 in Kerr County alone. So we wanted to update y'all on the news that has come out of these tragic floods since then. Eva Ruth, do you want to take over?
Sure. It's been busy, and, this continues to change kind of every day. But there have been a few big things coming out of this. The July 21st is the date that the Texas legislature will start a special session. And Governor Greg Abbott has added several items to the agenda to address flood warning systems, flood emergency communications, and relief funding for the Hill Country floods, as well as natural disaster preparation and recovery legislation. A really big takeaway, I think, that a lot of people are thinking about are these sirens. Is there a siren system that somebody can install to alert people? Because there was one in a city nearby, Comfort, and their sirens did alert during this flood. And I think that people there were, for the most part, safe. So there's a big push to get these sirens put in place in Kerr County. There is not great cell phone service in that area. So I think the big question is how do we get this message to people to get out when and if they need to in the future? We did have Jim Spencer, a veteran meteorologist, on just yesterday explaining what his kind of perspective was about how the warnings came out. And these legislative hearings will probably get into a play-by-play of what exactly happened. But it seems like it was really a combination of so many things going wrong at once. There was an alert system, code red, that it didn't work properly according to KUT's reporting. Of course, it was such a bad time of night. So many people were sleeping. The aforementioned bad cell phone service. People get these kinds of alerts on their phones all the time. They kind of sound like Amber Alerts, and maybe they don't stand out as something alarming all the time. So there could be some complacency. And then it seems like there's something that happened at Camp Mystic. Something went wrong. We don't know what, but there were emergency plans there in place that Texas inspectors had signed off on just a couple days before the flood. And part of that included procedures to be implemented in case of a disaster. and instructing campers what to do if they needed to evacuate. And so, like, obviously there was a huge flood of water that came very quickly. And there were all of these factors that kind of played a role in what happened. But like something went wrong for that many people, not just in Camp Mystic, but all throughout the Guadalupe to have died, I think is the takeaway that a lot of people are having right now. So
yeah. Well, and I know there was a story too out of, I've seen this story everywhere now, but where I read it specifically was in the Houston Chronicle, just about how Kerr County had asked the state to help them fund new updated flood warning systems. And the state turned them down.
that was for the siren system.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they had asked for that after various floods in the past too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because isn't this area, it's flash flood alley, right?
Right. Right. A lot of Central Texas.
Yeah.
But then, we had a lot of stuff here in Austin too. And I think even people in Austin have questions about the alert systems, the information. There were quite a few people killed right in our backyard. And, we want to make sure that we don't forget about what happened here. Like, we need to make sure that Austinites are getting the help, the care, to tell their stories too, and find out what could have gone better there as well.
Well, and in Austin too, I know that people who've been affected by flooding here are also calling on government officials because they are saying they got alerts that weren't sufficient, that didn't explain the severity of what was about to happen. And so I know that I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in this special session to see how they can fix all of this. Like if everyone from Austin to Kerrville is saying the alerts aren't sufficient enough, surely they'll do something about it. So I'm really interested to see.
I want to go back over some of the numbers from the Travis, Williamson, and Burnett counties. We had 15 people killed in floods, 7 in Travis County, but several different things have been going on as far as the response happened. Austin and Travis County, first responders answered the call. EMS personnel were deployed with Texas Task Force 1 and Texas Emergency Medical Task Force on July 3rd. 3-person swift water boat team was included in that. And then there was 3 rescue swimmers deployed on July 4th, but the fire union, they wanted to deploy more. And the chief says he withheld the crews because of concerns about reimbursement by the state.
I think that's what the union is saying about him,
That's
right?
what the union is saying. Yeah.
And the city's pushing back, of course, and saying that the state had everything that they needed and they were in constant communication. And it's messy. It's a little messy.
It's really messy. They're going to have a no confidence vote
today
for Chief Joel Breaker today. We'll know the vote by 4 p.m. today.
And does anyone know what happens after that?
If he gets a no confidence vote, it's a vote showing that the majority does not support the leader or the governing body.
Interesting.
I don't think that a no confidence vote, from what I was reading yesterday, means that he's fired.
Right.
I just think it means, hey, bud, we don't have confidence in what you're doing. We don't have confidence in your ability.
Your people, your direct employees don't support you. Like, not a good look.
Maybe you should resign. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure, like, I bet that sends a message to city council, too, that, like, in the city manager.
I mean, we're still finding out that things were as black and white as they seemed like they were when the first vote call came out, but we are going to find out.
Yeah.
It is easy to look back when the immediate emergency is over and be like, hey, you did everything wrong.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
There's also so much passion. Like, I think so many people with first responder training, like, saw that and were just like, oh my God, I need to be there. I need to help. Like, especially Austin is used to flash flooding. We have like swift water rescue crews, they're on the lakes. Like, they do this kind of work with drowning emergencies and all kinds of flooding stuff. So I think to like see something unfold that like you could help out with is probably really, really difficult. And, when people get passionate, sometimes things get like construed.
That's such a good point, though. Like, the way that the union has been posting about this is very intense. And like the union's really upset by by the lack of action here. And I do kind of love that. Like, I love that they were like, no, we should have been out there. Like, that feels very Texas. Do you guys know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah, I think that Chief Baker is caught in the middle of what is probably some bureaucratic shit that's not his fault at all.
Yeah.
Especially since it sounds like they were told specifically, we're not doing any more deployment because we don't have the money.
And also, we'll put some of y'all on these state crews. Like, there was some, I think, deployment, just not like
the way they wanted to be. Yeah. And we'll see in upcoming weeks how that unfolds. On the cleanup side of things, so total cars, damaged trailers, slabs of cement uprooted from the roads and bridges, dead livestock and other personal items are tangled in heaps of vegetation along Sandy Creek near Leander and, many other places. But Travis County officials said cleanup could cost up to $4 million and take weeks to finish. Weeks.
Wow.
And the commissioner's court agreed this week to pull money from its emergency reserves to help pay for it.
Wow.
So, we knew it's going to take a lot of money, a lot of resources, but there's not going to be any semblance of normalcy for a while for these communities, unfortunately. So
that's so hard.
Yes.
It's just heavy. It is heavy.
It's heavy.
I think, from all angles.
But I will say that it has really reminded me seeing people show up, seeing people help, seeing people feel so passionately about it has really reminded me why Texas is special in its way. You know what I mean? Like, we can disagree, we can be on different sides of the aisle, we can do all of those things, but when it counts, none of that matters.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing for the people outside of our state talking smack, but for here, none of that matters.
Never been happier to not be on TikTok.
I've never been happier to live here. I know that sounds messed up. That sounds messed up, maybe. But what I mean, what I mean is what Nikki just said is like
to be a Texan,
and to, all I've been talking about when I call my parents who live in North Texas is we're just talking about this, and they're talking about how they're taking, donations over here, and like this place over here is accepting things, and like it just makes me emotional and happy, especially with all the cuts we've been seeing, like federal cuts we've been seeing this year. The way Texas has really we got each other's backs when things like this happen. It's just making me like want to cry.
Yeah, and people's feet are definitely going to be held to the fire. I think that is just what's going to happen. That's what needs to happen so that we can have change. But I also think that like at this point, we're so deep in it, and it's just, we're in triage. And to that matter, outside of Texas, it's like, it's not great that it takes something like this to make people come together. That's also a beef of mine. But like, Mexico sent over workers to help us. Mexico.
Know. Amazing.
Like, are you serious?
I know. After all we put you through?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Mexican president sent relief for us. That's like, not to be a jerk, but like, we did not deserve that.
No, I know.
The way that we, you know what I mean? Like, you have all of the people that are just like, that's what you get. You voted red. But then you have a lot of people that are just sending money and trying to get here. And like, my cousin lives there, so my whole family came down to help.
Well, and we're all affected by climate change in the entire world, and if you believe it, that's what makes these storms more powerful, more frequent, more, devastating. So
we're going to need those updated warnings and sirens.
Yeah, we're all kind of in this, whether you like it or not.
You know Jaws, but did you know the guy who wrote it worked for LBJ first? He helped shape a presidency, then he unleashed a shark that changed movie history. This Shark Month, the LBJ Presidential Library invites you into the world of Peter Benchley, author of Jaws, Ocean Advocate, and former White House insider. Discover how he went from writing speeches from President Johnson to writing Jaws, the blockbuster that changed the ocean forever. Explore the man behind the shark and his real-life fight to protect the seas. Celebrate Shark Month in style with From the White House to the Deep Ocean. It's more than an exhibit, it's a deep dive into legacy, fear, and redemption. dare to explore at lbjlibrary.info/jaws.
There's so many people who have connections to the victims, to somebody who was here. They've been here. They were a counselor. They were, they've camped on that river in an RV, and and just the connections keep coming and coming. And that's another reason why it just feels like it's so ongoing and heavy, I feel like. But like this week, we have started to hear about some of the victims, and there were a lot of victims from the flooding, and 27 of them were from Camp Mystic. There were 2 from Austin, 2 8-year-olds, Lenny McCown, who went to Cassis Elementary School, and then Mary Stevens was a student at Highland Park. And there's so many people who are grieving them, as well as victims who were outside of the camp.
So along with the 2 Mystic campers, Lenny and Mary, 20-month-old boy from Austin died in Kirk County flash flood. Clay Perisher, nephew of Aaron Parsley, who is a senior editor at Texas Monthly. He was at a family home on the Guadalupe River. Sherry Richardson was 64, office manager and HR director for Hope House, a long-term residential home for children and adults with profound intellectual disabilities in Liberty Hill. Betty West, 84, who was described as hilarious and blunt, which is what I hope to be when I'm 84. She was living in Sandy Creek with her sons, who are both, unfortunately, still missing. And in Leander, incoming sophomore Braxton Jarman was killed. His sister Felicity and stepmother are also, unfortunately, missing. Braxton was in the marching band, and they said the void he leaves behind is immense. In Burnett County, they are still looking for Fire Chief Michael Phillips with the Marble Falls Area Volunteer Fire Department. He was swept away by floodwaters while responding to an emergency call. Malaya Hammond is a student at One Day at Academy in Marble Falls, and William Giovanni Venus, 57, father of 4, was an Army mechanic who, in quotations, doesn't think twice about helping people. So,
thank you for saying all those names, Nikki, because it's hard.
It's important when things like this happen, because it's so easy to just look at these numbers. I'm one of those people that think any number of people that you lose is a high number. I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 3. But when you start seeing all these numbers, I think sometimes it's important to just like say the names of these people that we've lost, because I think it's important and it speaks to who they are. It speaks to that they existed. And I think it's important to do in things like this. So
I agree 100%.
In whatever way you, send good energy into the earth, maybe send it into the earth for these people. Send good vibes. If you pray, thoughts and prayers, however you do it. I think this is a good way to think about the people that we lost.
Yes, keep them all in your mind and their families, and I hope that they get answers. There's no closure ever, but some, for people who have missing loved ones, like I do hope that they can get their people back as soon as possible and they can start the next phase,
Yeah, this is a heavy, heavy thing that we're talking about. So we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the good things that we're seeing in the community. Listen, I mean, we keep saying it, and it's true. Texas knows how to show up and take care of each other. Proof of that is, we've shown up so much for Kerrville and Kirk County that they've reached capacity and they've paused intake. So let's think about that. Like,
it's amazing.
It's like they have gotten such response from us, from community, from help, from leaders, from everybody, that they have to be like, okay. We're at capacity. I read somewhere that they were like, there are more people that need help. Please send these resources to them, which is dope. It's just things like this that make me feel better. So a couple of things that we've seen that have happened. Austin Wildlife Rescue has taken in over 200 wild animals in the days following the floods, bringing the total close to 2,500 animals on their premises.
God. I saw a video of them doing like surgery on a deer, or no, coyote. but a small animal's leg that was broken. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I haven't even thought of those wild animals that got affected by this.
Every being matters. Like, so 2,500 animals on their premises. It's double what the organization, which spans across 40 Texas countries, they typically get in a day. This is double. But the most common animals that are needing room and board at Austin Wildlife Rescue are songbirds, of all things.
Stop it.
Songbirds.
Aw.
And then raccoons and possums follow second. So songbirds, raccoons, possums, everybody's getting shelter.
The raccoons are going to make me cry
I know, right?
with their little hands, with their gloves.
I love raccoons.
And this doesn't even count just like the domestic animals, dogs and cats.
We can't talk about dogs.
I figured that's why we stuck with the wild animals.
Also foster dogs if you can.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes. Here's another one. The floods in Sandy Creek severely damaged the Big Sandy Bridge, and it cut off this really tight-knit neighborhood of 500 people on the other side. Wow. And the bridge is uncrossable by cars, so volunteers in the community have been wheelbarrowing gallons of water, food, and medication to people living across the bridge. They have been walking it over.
Yeah. The pictures are really nice, too.
I know. Some of them still don't have like electricity and internet service or running water. And so their community is walking over it with wheelbarrows across this bridge. And, again, Travis County Transportation and Natural Resources officials say the debris cleanup is going to take a long time. And the community is like, okay, cool. We're going to do what we can do. And they're showing up.
I love it. Way to go, people. Taking care of your neighbors and showing up for them.
Austin FC and 4ATX Foundation joined Major League Soccer franchise to pledge $500,000 to flood relief efforts in the Texas Hill Country. Hundreds of community organizers, partners, neighborhoods. Austin Mutual Aid has loads and loads of information on what's needed, and they update their site daily. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I need to do something more, or I need to do something, what do they need? Austin Mutual Aid has they're just like keeping up with it daily if you want ideas. Now, my favorite, you guys know I have to bring this up, HEMF&B. HEB is just... First of all, I did not know this. HEB started in Kerrville. I did not know this until yesterday.
I didn't know that either.
Me neither. That's awesome.
Didn't know that till yesterday. So all of the information is like they're going home to help home. I was crying at my computer yesterday.
Oh my God.
So the Butt family, HEB, and the H.E. Butt Foundation announces a $5 million donation for Texas flood recovery efforts, plus $2 million gifted to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country to support Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. And they're giving additional monetary gifts to a whole bunch of other organizations that provide support all over Central Texas and the Hill Country. And it will be giving away free recovery kits, including water, snacks, first aid kits, cleaning supplies, gift cards, among other things. And it deployed its mobile kitchen to feed people. Listen here. What doesn't HEB do? HEB is the king of hold my beer.
I love it.
Y'all can quabble. We're going to mobilize. We're going to feed people. We're going to not only give money, but we're going to give money to people so they can give money.
We're getting it done.
I know.
Incredible.
It's so nice. And I loved whenever people started posting, somebody got video of the HEB trucks headed down like on the road. And even just seeing that video, I was like, oh my God.
It's like they're on the way.
Yeah.
It's going to get better.
Well, because as usual, like HEB runs better than the government. Yeah. So.
No, they're so we're so lucky to have HEB in Texas. I mean, it does seem like they sponsor this podcast, but this is just authentic love for our local grocery store, damn it.
I feel like a broken record, but I'm telling you, their disaster response is top tier, y'all. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's incredible. And so
put them in the freaking government. Just let them run the thing.
We thought it was important to just, actually call out these ways that across Texas, people are just showing up in different ways to help out. And it's recognized and people see it and it's incredible. And I love that I love and understand and recognize that feeling of like, I got to do something. I can't just sit here. I have to do something. And that, that I'm sure that exists many places all over the world. Of course it does. But it exists in Texas in a way that feels like special.
Well, and really quick, I wanted to share my favorite tip about stuff like when things like this occur. I saw this on the internet during the California fires where someone said, set an alarm on your phone, put it in your calendar to come back like in a month, when attention has waned on this kind of event and see, okay, who needs help now? Like, is Kerrville still inundated with help? Do they need money? Who needs money? Who needs fosters? Because I know we all want to help and it can be a little overwhelming to figure out how to help and where you're best needed and things like that. But
I love that
don't know.
tip.
I just really love that tip of like coming back in a month from now because they're going to need help a month from now and it won't be a national story anymore. And so I love that. I also love the idea of, going on GoFundMe and picking a family who doesn't have as many donations as somebody else and putting your money there because really there's no wrong place to put your money for this. So I've just been thinking about that a lot.
I really, really, really love that idea, actually. That's a great idea.
Like, we're not forgetting you just because the story's moved on,
Right.
Yeah, I think I might do that right now, actually, here in like 2 seconds. That's a really great idea.
Me too, because I was actually thinking like we wanted to go to Kerrville this weekend. There's a really great organization called Samaritan's Purse that I volunteered with after like hurricanes before. And they're awesome. Like you just go, you bring your materials, you bring your, shovel, you bring everything you need, chainsaws, ear protection, gloves, like whatever you can bring. And they kind of put you on a crew. But like, I think right now is sort of it is inundated for one. And I think also like it's okay to pace ourselves through this. And like make sure that you're taking care of your needs, I say to myself, as well as to anyone listening. So yeah, I think that's a great tip to just like, remember it's going to still be there. You can still jump in. You don't have to do this right this second to still help out,
Absolutely.
So, okay, because, I think that it's important for us to end on a somewhat positive note, let's talk about the things that we're going to get into this weekend that is going to help us feel better, help us process, and, maybe give us a little bit of a break. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm really excited about mine.
Okay.
I managed to get a ticket to go do the Jaws on the Water event that happens every summer. And that is where you are in an inner tube on the water and you watch Jaws. So I'm excited to be scared. It's at Volente Beach Resort and Water Park. It's out there. I think it's in Leander. And yeah, I don't know. I've heard about this event like every summer since I've lived here, it feels like, and I finally get to go. So I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
I'm ready to be scared. The movie starts at like 9 p.m. What are you guys doing?
I am going to be eating and drinking because there are so many places in Austin that are donating their proceeds to the flooding victims, whether they're wherever they are, right? And so many different groups. So, for example, I plan on going to one of my favorite burger places, Whataburger. I don't care. Come at me. I need a comfort.
Whataburger's donating?
Yeah, Whataburger is dedicating 100% before sales tax from its recently released commemorative cup collection.
Oh, yeah, I'll go buy a cup this weekend.
Hell yeah. And they're also doing $100,000 to local relief organizations. So Whataburger,
hell yeah.
Give me a nice cheeseburger on wheat, please. And then the other place I'm going to, wash that down at the South Austin Beer Garden, which is accepting in-kind donations all week long. And they are going to be donating in-kind donations to the Kerr County flooding victims. And they have a list of items that they are looking for on their Instagram page. So you can join me at those places. But there are, like I said, so many. I know Culture Map has a really good list of places you can go that are, doing some kind of donations. Austin Monthly Magazine also has a huge list of places. So that's what's on my list, is eating and sleeping and probably doing some crying and, laundry.
That sounds good.
Join
Honestly,
me.
forget Jaws.
Eating, sleeping, and crying. That sounds good.
But there really are so many places here, like so many restaurants that are donating proceeds.
I love that. Okay, so for me, the thing that makes me feel better in situations like this is dancing. I need to dance and I need to get out energy. And so, first things first. On Saturday, the 12th, the Chitlin Circuit Food and Music Tour is happening at Hillside Pharmacy, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's literally tastes and sounds of the Chitlin Circuit. And it's East Austin music and food experience. And I am into it. Expert tour guide, dinner, or brunch, depending on what you want to do. There's going to be Black history. There's going to be all kinds of things. So that's happening during the day that I am definitely going to get my butt up and try to go to. And Saturday night, I am going to the Flower Shop on 7th Street, and Cholita Vinyl Club is going to be playing starting at 10 p.m. and it's free. So, a little boogieing, little shaking my booty, a little bit of that always feels good for me. What I might do before then is go to something called the Boner Bazaar, because it's their 10-year anniversary. And the Boner Bazaar is a crazy, crazy, incredible burlesque, performance art, pole dancing, aerials, contortion show that happens, and it's incredible, and it's one of my favorite things in the entire city. So I'm gonna try to do that because that starts at 8 or something.
It's the best name ever.
I was just about to say, what a perfect name.
It's perfect. Boner Bazaar. It's perfect. So that's happening at Come and Take It Live. And then on Sunday, the Long Center is going to have For the Heart of Texas, a benefit for Kerr County flood relief. It's going to be at Long Center. It's a benefit concert. There's going to be musicians and food trucks and relief sources. And they say tickets are donation based, but they suggest $10. And all of the proceeds go to Kerr County flood relief. So it's going to have all kind of cute little, typical Austin bands, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Bob Schneider, the Sarah Hickman,
Your typical amazing Austin musician.
Your typical Bob Schneider.
Yeah, Jackie Venison, those incredible people, are all going to be there just on the lawn doing a concert. And so that sounds like a really good way to spend my Sunday. And that's likely what I'm going to do on Sunday. And that's what I'm going to be doing this week.
Sounds perfect.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
There have been so many different relief events. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's I can, take a lift to the Long Center and listen to some music. Okay, I'm down.
Yeah,
that sounds
absolutely.
great.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially with this weather. Get out of here. It's July. Yeah. It's the middle of July.
Yeah, the high is supposed to, the high is 91, which for us is great. Hopefully we will see you guys out and about. If we don't, just be good to each other. Take it easy. Take it easy on yourselves. Take it easy on each other. Try to limit how much intake you have right now, because there are lots and lots of things going on. Get out, get some sunshine if that's your jam. Mm-hmm. Help in ways that you find works for you, and don't deplete you.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we say goodbye, I want to preview a very special announcement ahead of next week. On Monday, we are officially launching CityCast Austin Neighbors, our brand new membership program for people who love Austin and want to get more from CityCast Austin. We'll have so much to share about it next week, all the benefits, all the things that come with joining. Hint, they are amazing. But today, I just want to share that we're launching this membership program and we're super excited. Each day, we make this show with one goal in mind: to help you connect with your city and your neighbors so that together we can build a more compassionate and connected Austin. And right now, that goal feels more important than ever. So we want to be able to be here for you for the long haul, and support from our listeners is the best way to make sure that happens. And so, like I said, we'll be talking it up like crazy.
Just a little bit. Just 5,000 times.
Yeah, yeah. CityCast Neighbors is going to be on your mind all next week. But if you already know that you value this show and what we're building here in Austin, you can join right now if you want to and become a founding member of CityCast Austin Neighbors. So go to membership.citycast.fm to read more and join. That is membership.citycast.fm.
Woo.
And with that, we are going to close out our Friday News Roundup. Thank you for rounding up the news with me this week, Eva, Ruth, and Kelsey.
Anytime.
Thank y'all. It was really great talking about all of this with you, Nikki and Kelsey.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our executive producer is Eva Ruth Morbeck. Our producer is Alyssa Castles, and I'm your host, Nikki Devon. Our Hey Austin newsletter editor is Kelsey Bradshaw. And music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by All the Kimonos, and Tim James, Bossa Band, Madly, and Speedometer from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.